I'm just chilling. Just got finished watching the debate. I just wonder what y'all think of the debate. I want to hear what y'all have to say. Because I thought it went well. I thought Donald Trump overall did a really, really good job. At this point, I can't say that I expected anything different. I mean, at this point, I already know who I'm going to vote for. You know, he's already said enough. She's already done enough to really solidify where my vote is going. Period. So I just wonder what y'all think. You know, when I watched the debate, I thought that the narrator or the moderator did a okay job. I think he didn't have control sometimes, but I think he asked some appropriate questions. They weren't biased. But I think they had a chance to answer on both sides. You know, to me, just looking at it like a everyday person, you know, I see that, you know, like usual, Hillary Clinton has these scripted responses, and I really think that Donald Trump did a good job at just putting them in layman's terms. Like, okay, you hear the fluff, but she haven't done nothing in years. You know, she's had opportunities to fix the tax code or whatever the case may be, in order for the loopholes in the taxes, in order for people like Donald Trump and other billionaires to not take advantage of it. She didn't fix it. She had opportunities to do stuff in the Middle East. She didn't do anything. She claimed that she's going to somehow mysteriously defeat ISIS. She's not. I mean, they haven't done. They haven't done a good job at it so far. She's just an extension of Obama's reign or administration. So it sounds really good. It sounds really good put together information, but it's false. It's the same thing politicians do every year. They get their speeches together. They put it all in line. They practice, rehearse what they're going to say at debates for hours on end just to give you fluff. And then they get in office and they do all kind of crazy, illegal, disparaging things. And I think that obviously she's a more equipped politician than he is, which means that her scripted speeches are a lot smoother. But the thing I love about Trump is that you get a chance to see a human response, not a scripted response, but a human, genuine response. His responses were straight to the point. Like, look, you've done this for 30 something years and you haven't got anything accomplished. You know, you sit up here and you make these claims trying to destroy Donald Trump's character, which are all false. You know, they haven't been proven. They're not legitimate. You know, in this country, you presume innocent until proven guilty, and these people don't even want to go to court about this. And then you have her with legitimate, lawful, proven FBI investigative stuff that she should be prosecuted on. And we have no prosecutions. You know, every time, and somebody just said it on here, I was just thinking about it. Every time Hillary Clinton lies, or he get to smashing her on a lie, she starts smiling. You know, I wish that to be honest, overall, I wish that the debate was a little more, you know, substantive. But you know, it just is what it is in this election. I think that Donald Trump is the only hope that we have in order to regain consciousness of our country and for us to establish ourselves on a world stage. He's the only chance. And I'm not just saying him per se is the only chance. I'm saying he affords the opportunity for us to have a chance here and in the future. With the Supreme Court justices, with him opening the door and eliminating political correctness and all the bull crap and phoniness and fraudulent activity of the establishment, you know, he affords us that opportunity to then in the future have him get his opportunity and then possibly elect people in the future. And maybe have these people who are really good, smart, intelligent people actually run our country and not polished politicians that have, you know, no sense of reality. They're doing it because people are paying them to do it. They're saying what people pay them to say, you know, and they have their own agendas that when they leave office, they can somehow be a part of the next administration and have a profitable gain out of it. So anyway, I'll talk a lot. I just want to see what some of y'all are talking about, you know. I mean, of course, I didn't fall off a rock, so I know that most of us who are on here are Trump supporters. And, you know, and I think that the rig part, I think that kind of got glossed over. You know, there's video proving that these people at least have the consciousness of rigging the system, and what they described is very, very easily accomplishable. And then also there's voter fraud. There's voter fraud that has already been investigated, you know, in some of the southern states, in the East Coast. I mean, probably all around the country. There's legitimate voter fraud that's already being investigated. You know, these people aren't just talking out the side of their neck. Like, this is schemes and fraudulent activity that these people are planning on doing. They have to. Donald Trump is getting people encouraged and to vote for him by the thousands and hundreds of thousands. She can barely squeak out like 500 to 1,000 people. There's more people who can't get into his rallies than that attend her rallies over the course of several months. You know, but it's really up to us, man. I don't know what other way to do it. I mean, I don't disagree with him saying that, hey, I'm gonna wait till the time comes before I just go ahead and accept a rigged election. You know, she's overly confident for a reason, and I think it's because they're gonna try to swoop us over the head. You know, they lying in the polls, they creating these false polls and giving us the sense that it's so close. So when they rig it, everybody's like, oh, it was a close race. No, if she wins at any point at this point in time, it is rigged. I just want everybody watching this to know, in my honest opinion, and I think I share the opinion of most other people, that the race, to be honest, is not even close. Donald Trump is sweeping her by leaps and bounds. Now, the media don't want you to know that. People who pay big money to get these ads out, people who pay big money to do these polls, they don't want you to know that, because they want you to get discouraged and for you not to show up and vote. But in all actuality, you know, Trump is killing it. We just have to not fall for the bait and go and vote when it's time to vote. Do the early ballot. Don't get caught up in this voter fraud and let people solicit you to do stuff that don't sound right. Like I almost got the other day, and I don't know if the lady was getting ready to manipulate me or not, but it didn't sound right. So I'm gonna wait to go do it in person. But these are the things that we're gonna have to do on our end. If we show up in the hundreds of thousands, even if they try to do voter fraud, at least when they go review it, it'll be overwhelming evidence that, you know, that Donald Trump won the election. If Hillary Clinton is elected, our country is going to go to crap. These people are clearly not capable of leading this country for whatever reason. I don't know if they just don't take good advice or they have an ulterior motive to do harm to us. And I don't know if it's they consider it harm. They just don't know what they're doing. It's when you're a professional, you do things in a professional manner. When you don't know what you're doing and you're a politician, you have no expertise, this country will go to crap and you won't even see it coming. People want to criticize Donald Trump for saying that he's not going to announce what he's going to do in the Middle East as far as military action. I think that that's a brilliant statement. Do you not think they can broadcast and listen to presidential debates and they can go online and look at presidential candidates' websites? If you think they cannot do that, then you're stupid. If you think people in this country aren't watching and reporting back, you are living on an island all by yourself. So the bottom line is that in and of itself tells you the difference between his ideology of America and then her skewed ideology. You don't tell the left hand what the right hand is doing. I could be saying that wrong, but y'all get the point. You don't tell people what you're doing, because once you start putting it out there and they start counterplaying, and these people aren't stupid. They do it for a reason. They probably want to prolong the war. They probably have other ulterior motives that they want to do. A theory that I heard is that they're trying to gender a war with Russia, so they can start this war. And clearly, I mean, you know, I think we can easily defeat them, but they're going to then do that and then gain control that way. That's how they do it. They cause conflict, then they try to gain control through fear tactics and all other stuff. But we have to be the ones who stand up, because this is the only chance we have in my lifetime. I think if Hillary Clinton get in the office, we're going to go to war and things are going to start going to crap, and the government is going to have way more power than what our forefathers ever intended for them to have. We're not going to be able to have control over the firearms that we're going to have or that we own, the capacity that we have. The government is going to control it. We're not going to be able to have local control over our cities through law enforcement. The government is going to have control over it. You know, And then what they're going to do is they're going to be able to open up opportunities to push their agenda. If women can have late term abortions, like I heard on this debate, we are living in a sick world. And I tell you this, I'm not a president. I don't, I have my own views about it. I think if the mother is going to die, if she have a child, then I think that we need to look into that. But if it's people deciding to make a decision to do something at the last minute because they don't want the kid, or they don't want the kid to have autism, or whatever the case may be, I don't know, for whatever reason they're doing this. If you are killing another human being, then something is wrong in this country. If you are deliberately killing a human being in that form and fashion, I don't care what religion you in, you killing somebody in late term birth, something is wrong. And then this is the thing that a lot of people don't listen to me when I say. When you take an inch, when you give a person an inch, they're going to take a mile. If you start allowing situations like the bathroom controversy, when you start allowing people to take an inch, they're going to take a mile, and then we're going to have a country that we do not recognize. And then people are going to come out the woodworks and want rights and want abilities that was never intended to happen, and we're going to have a free-for-all. And I explain more of the other stuff on another time. But I think most people understand where I'm going with this. You cannot allow humans to just decide that they're just going to kill a baby for no reason, just because they have some foolish reason. You know how to kill a baby? Well, I didn't say kill a baby. You know how to prevent that from happening? You ever had to kill a baby? How about you be responsible about your sex life? That's a good start. It takes two people to get together to have a kid. And if you don't want no kids and you ain't prepared for that, then you don't need to be laying up with nobody. That's the responsible way of responsible leadership, is to draw the issue in that point and not the end result. You need to talk about, instead of talking about police brutality, and I think it's valid to talk about it when it's legitimate, but what you need to do is you need to talk about, why are these people resisting arrest? Why are these people committing crimes? You need to start with that and not look at the end result. That's how you fix. That's how you look at introspection. How these Black Lives Matter and all these activist groups, feminist groups, they need to start with introspection first. And then you can move forward to point the finger at somebody else. But anyway, I'll go on a tangent about this stuff forever. But we all know, and I'm just going to be real with you guys. That the reason why the abortion thing is so dear to me is because at one point I had a decision to make, and I chose life. And I have a wonderful son now, and I do not regret that situation whatsoever. And it was hard for me. I didn't know how I was going to make it. I made a mistake. I shouldn't have been doing what I was doing. And my son, he was, my son's mom was pregnant, and I had to step up and be a man and say, look, I'm going to choose life. And then we did, and it was the best thing that happened. He's brilliant, young. He's going to be great. He's going to be a successful young man one day. He's going to be a future of this country. Now, if we decide to just kill him because we want to be silly, that's not right. That's not the. What if my parents done me like that? Because they didn't feel like that they were ready, and they done me like I wouldn't be here. What about all these other great leaders in this country? What if their parents would have done them like that? They wouldn't be here. God knew you when you were in the womb. Or before you were in the womb. God knew you before you were even conceivable in your parents' minds. And if you understand that concept, then you will realize that it's not in your best interest to make decisions like that when it comes to abortion. You got to let it play its way out. It's not an accident that that the situation happened the way it is. But anyway, let me get out here. Y'all got me talking. When it get late, I just want to talk. But anyway, thank you guys for coming on here. Remember to go vote. Please share this video. Share every video you see that you think is pertinent. We got to get the message out here. We only have a couple weeks left before the biggest election in American history. This is going to be the deal breaker. This is going to be a line in the sand, whether or not we're going to continue down the path of success, or whether or not we're going to fail miserably with government controlling every aspect of our life. So I'm going to get some rest. Got a good ride in the morning. Love you guys. Be safe. Make sure you go vote. And make sure you keep sharing these red alerts. See you later.